have a really, you're sitting there and you're trying to evolve an idea with one of these models, you're going to hit a context limit because it can't store everything for everybody forever. It has to compact or get rid of details that that it doesn't think are necessary anymore. The problem with that is...
Welcome to Fire Talks by Tech Wing Bites. I'm Clint. I've built software, led teams, and now a founder, helping builders who are ready to make the leap, but can't quite see the path yet. Every episode is one conversation closer to clarity on ownership, execution, and momentum.
Welcome to my Fire Talks 3. This is the Fire Talks 3. There's no agenda. We're just really gonna talk about AI, what's going on in the world. But knowing me, I gotta prepare a little bit. So I have a list of platforms for us to just discuss. We see where it goes as conversation starter. If you have anything you want to talk about specifically, we can just dive in and knock it out that way. But I think it's also good to kind of give you an option to introduce yourself and what you want to shout out. So I met David at a CTO club here in Austin. So we hang out every once in a while, talk AI, talk about his fancy coding skills and leadership skills as well. And then I'm on with Hassan. He helps me with, this is my business partner, David, I told you about. He's headed to work right now and don't want us to see the side of his face. But Hassan, anything you want to add to that?
No, I'm just I actually was really curious and excited to kind of have these type of talks.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love organic conversations because I think that's where you get the best information and insight, for ourselves as those who are conducting it, but then also anyone who happens to listen to it. They get organic reactions and insight, and I think that's where the real learning comes from.
Absolutely. I'm logged in twice because I'm going to share my screen, which is why you see me there. David, you want to add anything?
No, I'm just excited to see where this goes.
All right, cool. So I'll tell you about. I'll kick it off by telling you about my my experience with Gemini Audio.
Oh.
I was talking to Gemini Audio. I was asking it something, and I think I might have said too many times because it started to respond to me in Japanese. So I said, "Why are you talking to me in Japanese?" And this is, "No, I didn't talk in Japanese. You're talking to me in Japanese." And we went back and forth for a while. I had to copy the screen and send it, and it still denied. Gemini denied the entire time that it didn't talk to me in Japanese. And the reason why I know it's is because I copied it and asked ChatGPT to translate it, and it was explaining to me what was written in Japanese was means this in Japanese, blah blah blah. So I assumed that while I was talking, that's what happened. That's a weird quirk of the week for me with Gemini. Have you run into anything like that? And any weirdness with the chatbots?
So I will go and dabble with the other chatbots every once in a while, just to make sure that they're still not my preference, and then I go straight back to Claude. So
you're Claude 100.
More.
So are you Claude because you're a coder?
No, I just gives a better depth of answers, and when I can get it to fact check itself. So all of these models are well, they're inherently going to give you confirmation bias, and so you have to make them fact check. I don't care. I know enough to know that I don't know a lot of things, and where this is useful to me is showing me where I'm wrong, the facts that I know are not right, and B, the things that I'm just entirely missing. And the way these models are built, you have to prompt it to get it to give you the extra facts or to tell you why you're wrong. And getting ChatGPT or Grok or any of these others to do that is extremely difficult, whereas Claude will readily accept, oh, this person doesn't just want confirmation bias, they want you to actually provide real insight. And so that's why keep going back to it. Just ease of use and getting additional information.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think for me, because I will say I'm a little biased towards ChatGPT. I'm not a huge fan of Gemini, and maybe I need to continue to use it more. But like ChatGPT, because I typically use it to help me to do things that I already know how to do. I find that it definitely does a good job, like, of one, keeping me writer's block, right? And then also, I've learned, I guess, I don't know if it's learned me or I learned it, to be able to, kind of give me generate answers or generate responses that align with what I already know to be true. And then, of course, when I need to ask for where its references, it does a good job of giving me the reference, and I can go fact check it myself. But other than that, like, I have never really used Claude. I know in my conversations with Clint, Claude is definitely one. If you're a coder, it works better for coders. So that's the reason why I asked that question.
Yeah, I don't use it necessarily just for writing software, though. I do a fair amount of other stuff. So I do outdoor influencer stuff as well, and so I use it for writing film script.
Writing. I use it for writing. It's the best one that keeps, because I'm like, I go on a ChatGPT or even Gemini and say, fix my grammar and punctuation, and I get a whole different paragraph, right? But Claude, it keeps it as close to what I'm trying to say and everything, and it does exactly. I was like, okay. I even ask it at the end when I'm doing it for writing, show me everything you change and why.
So Clint, you don't write with 50 em dashes per paragraph?
I do actually. I
Well,
love
never mind.
M dashes, and that's the conflict, right? I just give up. I'm like, I'm using it. I don't care. That's how I write. I love my M dashes, and to see that that's I don't know, a clue if you're using AI is weird to me, because that's what people uses now. But even I've seen at least 2 or 3 articles now. ChatGPT just released 5.2. And they claim it's good. It's Gemini VO3 competitor as far as images is concerned, and supposedly better than the, it's not this, it's this, type of thing. But I use my M dashes, even when I'm talking, right? Like I'm gonna say something, then I want to explain it. So that's what I use my M dashes for. So that's like, that's my voice. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
And
me,
emojis too.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, no, for me, because I like the emojis, but like the M dashes, I'm not a fan of the M dashes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm old school. I'm gonna use a semicolon or a comma, right? And for me, it works that way. And sometimes it'll use an M dash where I don't want to break up the thought. I need it to flow straight through. And so I'll just take the M dash out, and it reads the way that I want to. But I'm not a huge fan of the M dashes.
Yeah, I used to use the 3 dots a lot to do the same thing the M dash does, the ellipses. So now it's like M dash is all the way until people's like, well, this is the way you use. This is how you know people is using AI. Now it's another thing. They said if people just copying and pasting without editing their work, you'll also see a space in front of the first paragraph as another indicator. There's many different indicators. I think for as much as you collaborate back and forth, and tell me, David, if this is true for Claude. I know it's true for Gemini and ChatGPT, but I mostly just use Claude for the vibe coding and the writing stuff, not the conversations and deep thinking. And when I'm going back and forth with ChatGPT and Gemini, I kind of like, I don't know, build a little intuitive relationship with it. So then when I'm reading somebody else's article, I'm like, yeah, they used ChatGPT for that. I could tell like the type of words, like in that context, ChatGPT or Gemini will use these words: deep dive or deep delves, or shifts. It's always using these same kind of context, no matter what personality you put it on, because the personality just kind of comes in initially, and then when you start to get deep into it, it falls back into its original way of things.
Yeah. Where to start on that?
Mhm.
With I know exactly what you're talking about with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my issues with it. Claude is interesting though. It's gotten a little bit better with this, but previously, I don't know their backend architecture, but it was very, very distinct between sessions. When I would get on one server cluster versus another, I would get very different personalities in my responses, and it wasn't necessarily due to the change, a new model coming out or anything like that. But ever since I started using projects, well, since they launched projects instead of Claude, I've stopped seeing that as much. But yeah, it's not consistent. It's not. I wouldn't say there's as much personality to it as there is. I see a lot in the context space coming through. You know, we've discussed that ad nauseam before, but you know, wherever it landed in that vector map or vector field, you're going to get a lot of personality from the information that's consumed there, instead of just its general personality that it has. I guess is the best way, or the way the style is responding. Rather, is probably a better way of saying it. Assigning humanistic characteristics to this display notes.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. That so when you use Claude, you don't get any quirkiness? Do you feel like it's always smooth? Because that's what I feel like I'm getting. I get quirkiness with all the others for me.
No, absolutely not. It's definitely not always smooth. And there's the general Claude interface has gotten a lot smoother, and it's a lot more consistent now. I found I still run into those same issues on Claude Code, where I'll start a session and I'll end up on some cluster that's just not up to my standard, and it starts spitting out all sorts of garbage, or not respecting my context that I've previously established inside of my code base, etc. And I have to, you know, kill it and roll back changes and start over. But
that makes me question this, because I feel like this is still a thing. Like the whole concept behind hallucination, right? Like the context is supposed to help with that, right? And throwing more infrastructure and more memory behind it seemed to help, you know, the whole hallucination thing, right? But I feel like based on the platform, after a certain times, depending on how long the conversation goes, it could run out of context.
oh yeah, absolutely. No,
right.
I constantly run Claude out of context.
Yeah.
But if you're using projects, you can go and say, hey, look, go look at these number of chat sessions we just had. Go do a deep dive on them, get yourself super familiar with it, and then we'll start with our new context space after you've basically rebuilt half of it.
Skills.
Would you say, Egan? Well, welcome, Egan. First off,
Claude skills. Have you looked at Claude skills?
Claude skills, maybe
it's a new thing. Maybe it came out about maybe in October, and oh, dude, it's dope. It has like a little bit of front matter, that doesn't take up a whole lot of context in your window, and then once you trigger it, it loads like, I don't know, 5,000 tokens of progressive loading into your conversational memory. So
right.
And so yeah, it's I used it. Who is it? My first dip into it was Hugging Face has a set of skills, and I used it to train my first model, fine tune my first model, and it was so easy, and it cost me like $1.24 or something, and it was fantastic.
So Egan, I wanna ask you a question. So the last time in the last one I was talking to this guy Tony, and he was telling me that he goes to some GitHub projects and
Yes.
loads a bunch of MD files. So if it's about project management, he loads them up and says, okay, this is who I want you to be, and kind of starts the conversation. And I would assume if it runs out of context, he just reloads those files. Is that Claude skills? Is that the similar pattern?
There's a whole bunch of things that go into managing your context window and trying to keep it open for conversation, so you're not always compacting. I've got a half-written LinkedIn post about this, and my capture picture is Luke and Leia and Han Solo in the trash compactor. Like, life in Claude Code be like, living in a trash compactor. But yeah, I have what is it? There are a couple systems out there. One is based on TDD and one is on DDD, which is like retcon writing the documentation first, and then building the app from the documentation. That
Right.
is a Microsoft amplifier that sits on top of Claude Code. And then I know there's another one out there that one is DDD based, and there's another one that's TDD. I don't know what TDD is.
Wait. So test-driven design, right?
Yes. Thank you.
What's DDD?
Documentation driven design.
Ah,
With documentation or domain?
I think it's
domain.
documentation, because it does everything kind of retcon style.
Okay.
And so I have built up, based on amplifier, I have taken that and I have layered the bejesus out of it. And now, just the other day, I took my fork and renamed it Spinal Tap. Went from amplifier to Spinal Tap. This thing goes way beyond 11. And so RIP Rob Reiner. And because of this context and because of always hitting limits, everybody's always hitting limits no matter what IDE they're using. And so I have set up, I've got 64 gig of RAM on my laptop and on my Mac Mini. And so I use local models to offload tasks, and a set of CrewAI agents linked in to Claude Code to offload all these tasks on my local cluster, if you will.
So question.
And so that reduces my usage. It
A question for you.
yeah.
So is it, when you say limits, are we talking about context memory limits, or are we talking about tokens?
And yeah, your 5-hour window, running out of tokens. Yeah.
Okay.
Both of those, juggling both of those at the same time.
Interesting.
So the Claude skills stuff looks like basically what you're doing is they've opened it up to where you can kind of create your own MCP server.
They have a side by side, like when you want to use MCP and when you want to use skills. Skills it's more lightweight. It's not as much overhead, but it's for repeatable tasks. Where I think MCP is maybe another level step up, API kind of level.
Well,
but they have in their articles, they have kind of a when to use which. And I'm still wrapping my head around that.
Yeah.
So for the lay people in the back, can you guys kind of water down a little bit about because you guys just really went Chinese on me, and yeah, I'm sitting here trying to catch, and I can catch it here and there, but David, the question you asked just went so far over my head that I didn't even see it.
Let's back up.
Yeah.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Yeah. So let me see if I can summarize this for you. So basically, what Egan was just going over there is maybe you're familiar with you're a ChatGPT user, so you can create GPTs in ChatGPT to be able to do some common thing or have some certain voice when you're asking it to do a task, right? So like, you go and use that GPT to generate your response. So effectively, skills, Claude skills, is kind of a similar thing. It looks like, and then from there, that evolved into talking about context windows. So anytime you have you're sitting there and you're trying to evolve an idea with one of these models, you're going to hit a context limit because it can't store everything for everybody forever. It has to compact or get rid of details that it doesn't think are necessary anymore. The problem with that is, from a software developer standpoint, or when you're building really, really large, complex ideas, that a lot of those details maybe don't matter right now with what's being worked on, but it matters in the overall picture, right? So if I'm writing some large library inside of my software, using a large language model, and it compacts out some of the details of how the authentication system works while it's working on something else, and then it goes back and tries to tie stuff in the authentication model, it doesn't know what to do, and it may or may not do it correctly.
Dementia or Alzheimer's, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the hallucination thing. Mhm.
Right. Oh, yeah. Sort of. But
See, he's really technical. He can break it down now. Here you go.
yeah. And so my question to Egan, when I asked him, it's like, okay, so skills looks like maybe it's basically Claude offering a point and click MCP server to people. So MCP servers are, if you have an application or website or something like that you want to tie into your favorite large language model, you can put something together called MCP server. You can give it some general context of what it's allowed to use, what
Tools.
what services it has to be able to use to answer those questions, etc. How long to make the responses, those types of things. And then you basically send the responses to your MCP server. The MCP uses that pre-built context to go and query against the large language model, and then it returns back into the application. That's kind of a simplified view of it. And so that's why I was asking if skills was basically they were just building a point and click MCP for people to use to do those general things.
It's instead of MCP is more tools, and I think skills is more context and knowledge. Loading the process in, as opposed to loading a set of tools to accomplish the process. One thing to say about MCP is it's the USB plug for all the AI systems. Just to give you a little more context to some.
But so when I'm hearing, I'm sorry.
1 second, Hassan. Egan, just for clarity from what David was saying, is it so the MPC creates the ecosystem so that you can plug and play different things, right? We get that. But in the concept of skills, if it's loading context, is it loading it in such a MCP pattern way where it's like, hey, this is the ecosystem, so it's not loading it into memory for like one chat or one path. It's like the whole thing.
I think it loads it into the conversational history, into the context window. And I don't know how long it persists, but it always knows that it can re-trigger it. You can trigger it with just by saying certain keywords. You don't have to necessarily make it a slash command.
Oh, okay.
So I can say,
so what skills
make me a model using Llama 318B and use this data set that's up on it will load how to fine tune a model, how to load, how to deal with, how to connect. I don't know. I imagine it says, hey, and there's MCP tools in order to do all this stuff. But I don't know that just yet.
I would imagine
it's so cool.
Imagine the back end it is MCP. Anthropic is they created MCP. I mean, it's an open standard. But, I mean, it's theirs. So
yeah. And Hassan, what's your question?
So with the skills, because what it sounds like to me is that the skills on Claude, that's more for your technically savvy user as opposed to someone who's non technical. Because I mean, a lot of the conversation that you guys were having around it, you know, when you're talking about tools versus content, it sounds like it's more technical than a non-technical person would know how to utilize.
I think of it as in the Matrix when Neo says, "I know kung fu." You know, it's like loading kung fu in your brain.
Yeah, Hassan, think of it as like a big room with a lot of doors and windows. That's your MPC server. So the doors and windows is how you can plug different access to that room. And when you look at Claude skills, is like, hey, this is what David was getting at. If it is a big room, does that doors and windows only load knowledge, right? So operations manager, product manager, and things like that, knowledge, right? Versus if it's just code. For an MPC server, the big room is going to load other in context layman's terms, other chatbots, right? So my MPC server can load Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, or whatever, and then all that can live in one big ecosystem as I code my one app. If I understood that correctly.
Sort of. I mean, you could have multiple LLMs, but I mean, more typically you'll give it like access to Jira and GitHub and other
via APIs, I presume.
Yeah, the MCP kind of makes the translation to the API, describes the APIs in a way.
Yeah.
So
So
skills basically is a place that houses, or like basically, it's like it almost houses a place for everything else to collaborate on what you're currently working on.
Sort of. So
knowledge
is a lightweight way to say, here are all the skills I have.
Right.
And you can ask me more about those skills when you need them.
Need it.
Whereas with MCP, you are like, here are all the tools, and here's all the things that you can do with all the tools, and here's all the details with the tools, and all that information clogs up your window. All the tools that you have to only load a few tools at a time. If you load up all the tools that you have, it clogs up your whole, ability with your whole window, and so yeah.
No, that makes sense now. So yeah, because I run into that with ChatGPT, where it told me that basically this chat is full. Right?
Yes, that's your context window. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid, is that running into that. And there's ways around it that Claude Code
and skills provides that way around it, basically.
And projects and a bunch of things. Yeah, there's a bunch of tools to try to get around this limitation. And Gemini has a really big one, a 2 million token. That if you need something where you need if you need a whole encyclopedia in your brain all at once, you go to that guy. All the others have like a 128, 200. Yeah,
that makes sense. That's why it's not forcing the context when I'm going back and forth. David, you're gonna say something.
So yeah, I'm reading through this. I dug into the skill stuff until we had this conversation, but I'm pouring through the documentation as we're talking about it, and it's interesting. I've noticed as I'm using the online Claude stuff for just either writing scopes or for writing film plans, when it comes time to actually start generating the document, it started saying that reviewing the document skills or document generation skills or this, that, and the other skill. It's creating its own skills in the background based off of your prior.
Oh. Hey, what's up? I'm Clint. Thank you for hanging out with me on this one. If you're listening or watching this cut, the full episode is on techwingman.substack.com. Go subscribe. It's worth it. And if you're already a paid member, you're good. Keep watching. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I actually read that stuff. All right, back to the episode. Hey, one more thing.
I know I don't always talk directly to who's watching and listening. I'm still figuring out this podcast thing. Bear with me as I build. I appreciate you being here though and staying with me this far. Thanks again. Now back to the episode.
So like a combination, it says, okay, I'm smart
Yeah.
on Node and I don't know, C#, and then it bundles that as one set of skills or something like that.
Well, so for instance, like I have a specific format that I want my film plans written in.
Okay.
And I guarantee you that that's what it's put into that skills document about my film plans. It's like, so this is the format that it wants it in. This is the piece of information that need to be in each section. And so it goes and reviews that before it.
Are you a film junkie, David?
No.
My best friend is why I'm asking.
No, actually,
He's got refrigerators and shit.
I don't watch movies or television pretty much at all. Basically ever. I go and do a lot of outdoor stuff and film it and then go put it on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so that there's a lot that goes into all of that. So I write the film plans, and I've started using months and months and months ago. Started using Claude to help me write those. So
yeah, and so yeah, you can use Claude to automate a bunch of this. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Really.
He's all pumped up.
I'm always frothy.
I don't have, there's no real agenda. We can definitely keep the conversation going, but I do have a list of tools I wanted to share with you guys and ask if you knew about it. Some of them I know for a fact you do. So I'm going to share my screen now on the other thing here. Let's hope this works. Let me know if you can see my screen.
we can
Make that larger, 100%. Let's make that. Yeah. So of course we know ChatGPT is on this list. Cursor is on this list. I know both of you guys use that as well. Zapier, that's a big standard that's been around for a while, and then now they introduce AI, so it's pretty powerful. I know of Make, but I haven't used it. It's like a workflow tool that each node you can just kind of make things go. Grammarly, I think we all know what that is. I use Notion a lot, but I really don't use the Notion AI because when I'm waiting for Egan is to get my new PC and then I want to put it in the MPC. Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for because I got a lot of stuff there. But some of these other ones, no, I know what Perplexity is as well. They got the new browser and whatnot. But if we start on the top here, Lindy, you guys ever heard of this?
A long time ago. I hadn't looked into it.
Yeah, no.
There's another one that I used to use that was LangGraph based. It was called LangFlow, and I really liked it a lot. It had all the hooks and everything. MCP before MCP was hot, and but it was just buggy. But I want to go back to it. It's kind of a node based authoring.
Node. Anything you say Node, I am down to use. I like my Node.js for sure. This one, Lindy, looks like it's an AI employee for support, like a AI agent for support, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful. Doing something.
I had a whole when I did my class at UT, my final project was on kind of support, and so these guys were in the research. I remember now. That was
that's Lindy.
Going to make consumer bots, consumer agents to battle corporate agents in the support space where you spend down phone and get nothing done.
So you did use it a little bit, it sounds like, or
no, I didn't use it. I just briefly read about it and included it in my report as a competitor.
Okay. The next one here is Jasper. You guys heard of it?
Yeah.
Use it at all? You got to use it. You're a UX guy. Come on.
No, I mean, no. Like I've got my whole. I just finished setting up my whole Figma workflow, and so I don't need any of this other stuff.
I think I told probably all of you individually about Pomelli.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. This is Pomelli. You go in and you create your campaigns, and it creates your brand
Oh yeah.
over
It's a
here. So I can
couple
say,
brand.
hey, this is my business DNA. That's my brands, my colors, my logo, right? All that fancy stuff. And then I can just say suggest ideas, and it builds these things out, just pulling from content and images from the website already. This is in Google Labs, by the way. I haven't used it a ton yet, but I just thought some of the stuff that it is generating is really, really cool. Maybe I assume Jasper is somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So if you're using Google Workspace, it looks cool. It's in their labs. They haven't really released it. I haven't seen much of anything really of it on social media.
I'm working on a project right now. If you go to cove.ai,
Cool. We'll check that
basically
out.
we came up with this whole design, and then I did some more research and I found this. I was like, this is what we're almost finished.
COVE, right?
Yep. And you can
And
log in with Google.
what is this about?
It's like a workspace canvas. So you like say, I want to plan a trip to Italy, and it will generate a bunch of different artifacts, a bunch of different cards, and one will be an itinerary, and a few will be destinations, and another one will be a map, and another one will be a survey, kind of asking you what do you want to do, and then it'll update once you fill that out, it'll update the other cards, your itinerary and everything.
Interesting. So it's combining a Kanban workflow with helping you plan an itinerary
in kind of like a Miro kind of canvas or Figma canvas.
Yeah.
So you can move things around and edit them after it's generated, and then
It's loading. Let's see what you got.
Yeah,
It does definitely look like Miro. I'm a big Miro fan too. Okay. Oh, it's still thinking. Okay.
So now, say plan a trip to wherever. Yeah, and they've got a bunch of pre-canned, prompts to get you started, just to see what you can do. This is usually a lot faster than this. It's usually ripping the content out. And
it's my
generating.
PC. That's why I'm asking you about PC specs, man.
What is it running on top of? Which one is it? Is it on top of ChatGPT or something else?
I don't know what it runs on top of. I hadn't.
Is it more?
I tried to scrape it, and I couldn't quite get a good job of it.
Most of these platforms seems to be using multiple tools now, right? Behind the scenes, like they'll try until they hit their tokens limit on ChatGPT, then they switch over to Gemini until they hit, and then boom. I think a lot of applications are building architecture that way.
I built my local router like that, and in order to reduce my MCP footprint, I made my own MCP server that then is a tool server for other MCP servers. So it's a wrapper for all my other MCP servers, so that it doesn't clog up your context. You can have all your tools available to you without clogging up your. It's another way of kind of progressive disclosure,
right? It's a wrapper of the wrapper of the wrapper.
Yeah.
Progressive disclosure. You are a UX guy.
Yeah.
Where's my mouse?
I've got one for you, Clint. This might be useful to you after you get done with this conversation. Clarity VX. It's put out by a company called Waves. You can go to waves.com and see it. It is used for denoising audio.
Ooh,
cool.
Yes, for these edits.
So I was just getting ready to set up my Claude Code setup with upresing images, Midjourney, trying to tap in to see if do you know if Midjourney's turned on their API yet? Anyway, and then cleaning up audio. I got a Claude, one of those little credit card audio recorders a couple months ago that I really like, and so instead of paying for their service, I've set up speech to text and text to speech,
Yeah.
so
So is
integrated
that what
Claude
this
code.
is that what this does too? And it sounds like it removes background, probably restructure your audio to take out the background or whatnot. But I assume it also works with particular hardwares, or was it also software
No,
based?
no. So it's a plugin for a DAW. So you would need, so you would need like Logic Pro probably. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if it works from GarageBand or not. It definitely works with Logic Pro. That's what
Fruity Loops.
Yeah, so there you have Clarity VX and you have Clarity VX Pro. Clarity VX is basically like the magic button. You just run it. You plug it into your DAW and loop it back, and it'll clean up all the background noise for you. There's a lot more fine grained control you can get out of the VX Pro. You have to know what you're doing though. It seems.
Yeah.
Not an audio engineer, so I just stayed away from it. I started reading about it. So that's not for me. The interesting thing about this, though, you can pay for this on a monthly basis if you want, or you can pay that $50 that you see up there in the corner.
Yeah,
have a perpetual license to it, which I don't know. This is a really old company. They've been around forever. They have a ton of products. I don't know what they're thinking
That's
on that.
cool.
Yeah,
it's well worth the $50.
Yeah. I think for what I do, yeah.
I don't have many audio. Like I used to use, what was it, Sound Edit 16 back in the day, for all my audio.
or the classic Audacity.
Yeah, Audacity. What
Oh,
was,
yeah.
there was another one recently that was.
So Hassan, just not to leave you out of the conversation. These are the tools that I used to make beats back in the day. If you remember, these
Oh, nice.
help,
Yeah,
help,
I remember that. 11 Labs. Have you played with that?
I haven't played with that one yet.
Ooh,
Is it good?
That's what OpenAI uses. They have a partnership, and it is dope. They can do all sorts of stuff. They have started to license people's professional actors' voices. You can get Judy Garland and who else? Like, they're starting to, you can get James Earl Jones to narrate your funeral. I don't know.
Have you guys heard of this other one here? I'm gonna go back to this list real quick because that reminds me of it. This one down here called Descript. Ever heard of that?
No.
It's for editing video and audio, but the concept is, say this video, for example, I will just, instead of sitting and running it through, CapCut or something and editing, blah, blah, you just dump the video and it's supposed to edit it for you all the way through.
Nice.
Including creating clips and stuff. Go ahead.
Adobe just put that out inside of Premiere, inside of Firefly. Yeah, like they
Firefly.
just yesterday.
I saw a lot of ads in it. I didn't realize that's what was happening. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Now, from what I heard, Descript is not like if you're doing a regular podcast, regular podcast in the sense that everyone is in the same location, multiple cameras, everything recording, you dump the video and then it chops it up accordingly. But for something like this, I think is hard, or even if you're just doing it for yourself. But Firefly, what's the kicker over there?
I have no idea. I just saw the announcement of it. I pay a video editor to do all of that stuff right now.
That's right. You did say that
at some point in time, but I don't have time for that right now.
Yeah. So this Vappy is like the voice agent you just told me about. ElevenLabs, and Make is like Google Opal. I told you guys about that, right?
There's
I think I told you about Google Opals.
Another one, Krea, Krea.ai, that is like a all-encompassing media editing doohickey.
Tell me the name again.
Krea.ai.
Krea.ai. Let's check that out. Most powerful AI suite for creatives.
And it's been a while since I've touched it, but a friend of mine had what was it? Sounds Studio, and he had an AI company, but it folded, and he was able to separate out tracks.
Mm.
So like what is it? Pink Floyd, where the lady's singing like a crazy, and I pulled that out and separated it from all the other instruments. It was pretty impressive. It was a little warbly, but it was MP3 in, MP3 out.
No,
This looks good.
not the best. Yeah, that's interesting. Do you know if any or what is your favorite software for producing infographics?
Nano Banana is I've been playing with the last couple days.
Is there a direct site to it? I just thought I was using it within Gemini.
Yeah, you use it within Gemini. There's like an image button, or you say create an image or something.
And
But,
it comes out well. Did like the text is not.
oh yeah. I mean,
skewed
it's legit. It's not all. I mean,
I
yeah,
gotta try that again then. Last time I tried it, it didn't work
I
for
generated
infographics.
4 different like architecture things, and did in 4 different, totally different styles, 4 different ways. All of it was, I mean, I didn't look at it architecturally, but like all the text was there, you know, like okay. Yeah, I was really sending it as a joke to my friend who was like, "Do you have a diagram of it?" Yes.
What is this other one? So that's that one. I think we checked them out. Clarity VX. I'm definitely gonna use this one. This Clarity VX, David.
Yeah, you're going to need it to cancel out that server behind me.
Wait, that's a 3D printer.
There's a server rack up there running all sorts of noisy humming machines.
He got everything. This
What's
right.
your day job, David?
Sorry, say that again.
What's your day job? What are your functions?
Oh man,
You have quite a few.
so I'm a former technology executive, but no longer at the last gig that I had. So I'm in the middle of starting a company that does stuff for outdoor guides. Like if you've ever gone on a fishing guided trip or anything like that.
I'm a fly fishing guide. Yeah.
You're a fly fishing guide.
Well, all my friends are. I should be one. My back hurts too much. It's all floats around. Yeah. No. And my parents. Are you from Austin?
I am.
My parents. I don't go off and tell people this very often, but my parents started Whole Earth Provision Company. So yeah, I'm well connected in the outdoor space.
Uh-oh. Look like you just made a friend.
So I have built a platform that basically works as an ERP system for guides. It allows them to book clients and everything else through it. It works a lot like Airbnb. On their side, it allows them to do all the calendaring, all the bookkeeping.
You work with Alvin at all, or
with who?
Alvin?
I have no idea who Alvin is.
Alvin is All Water Guides. He is the ambassador of fly fishing for Austin. Now that the other guy has passed away.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, so we're launching the product or the platform in Colorado and Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So
well, you need UX people to go out there and help test this research, right?
I do have a UX person that has been looking at it, but yeah, I know more eyes are always better.
Yeah, and it looks good. David puts in a lot of work.
That is
coded all the way through Christmas. I mean, Thanksgiving. And so it looks good. It looks real good.
Yeah, so that's why I'm out filming this stuff. It's actually a marketing.
That's what you're filming. I see.
Well, I'm out there filming, myself doing overlanding or backpacking, or I went fly fishing in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago. But yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I got some friends in New Orleans, some fly fishing guide friends that I went to Chile with 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So
Yeah.
I have done a ton of fishing in my life. That was my 3rd time ever fly fishing, and saltwater fly fishing is a whole nother ball game.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Fly fishing is hard enough, especially when you're used to like casting a normal bait
Yeah.
cast or spinning reel.
Yeah.
You add in wind and all sorts of other stuff on
yeah.
top of that.
And there's never no wind down on the
Do,
coast.
do you take videos when you do that?
Yeah, I did. I took a lot of video of me not casting appropriately or catching a fish. But you know, the guy did what he was supposed to. He put me on fish all day long, and I learned a lot. I learned what I need to improve on before I got with him, and most importantly, I signed a guide to my service. So.
There you go. Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. Yeah, the platform looks good. I can't wait until you get it all running and all that good stuff. We have about 6 minutes left. You guys had any closing statements or anything you want to share?
Man,
AI or fly fishing?
I could talk about that stuff all day. But we're supposed to be talking about large language models, aren't we? So, yeah, I mean, everything's moving so fast. I mean, this has actually been extremely helpful. Seeing what you guys have come across.
Yeah,
I'll keep pace with what's going on. So,
yeah. Egan is really been pushing. You know, he's if you see his UX stuff, he really gets into the architecture of things. So former developer now back doing coding, and the way he have everything set up, the way he thinks, I think is pretty cool. It's impressive. So he's gonna coach me when I'm ready to set up my MCP server. And I think, David, you need some of that assistance too. So whatever I learn, we'll definitely share, right?
yeah, I mean, I got it working. I just couldn't. I couldn't get Claude to connect to itself. I could get Claude code to connect to it, but the other way it wouldn't. And there's no feedback about why. So, and I abandoned it because I solved the problem I was trying to solve in a different way. So, I will get back to that at some point in time. But
perfect. Egan, any tips? Because you always sharing. Egan he has like a library of links.
I just finished this last weekend. I finished doing an analysis on the 60 LLMs that I had here at home, small local LLMs, and then I turned on all my cloud LLMs that are I got like a $9 Hugging Face account and a free Ollama account. And you got some big models there that you can use for free, for 1 million tokens or so a month, or I don't know what the usage is. I haven't figured that out yet, but and so yeah, and so I've narrowed it down to the 3 models that I really like the most for agentic development, coding, and stuff.
Do you know off the top of your head?
CodeStroll, the 22B model, the Llama 318B model is like, oh man, it's like the Drosophila of LLMs. You can do so much with it. It's so small but so capable. It keeps up with a lot. I mean, it doesn't keep up, but in comparison to the huge models, it's very capable. And you can use tools with it and everything. And then what's the other one? And then GPT OSS 20B.
Oh yeah, that's the
Yeah. All 3 of those are solid for coding and coding related agentic shit.
And Hassan,
you can run on your laptop.
Hassan, how did you enjoy this really technical conversation?
Well, I will say this is that a lot of it did go over my head, but I will say the gist of it, I was able to to catch on, especially when you guys started talking about the different the new, when you went down the list and started talking about the different AI tools that people can use. And I now know that Egan is big when it comes to fly fishing and the fly fishing industry, and that people like you say you're a fly fishing guide, I believe, and now David. Um, now you guys are friends because, of course, David has a product that Egan can use and his community can use. So I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
I'm a
you gotta love it.
relationship builder at heart, and so that was a pretty
Yeah.
cool conversation to kind of
Connectors.
to
Yeah, it
kind of
was.
naturally
It's
and
a highlight.
organically flow into.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, this was good. This is the format, guys. I might prepare something just to keep the conversation going, but it's really just what your experience is, what you challenge, what you're excited about, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to join again. Give us a prompt on something to come prepared with next time, Clinton. We'll
Okay.
a little bit more structured.
Yeah, I
if
like
you want.
that idea. I'll send out an email for the next one. I wasn't planning to do the last one, and then I said, last one for this year because it's gonna be really tight. But then I figured, you know what? I ain't doing anything. I'm gonna be here. So if you guys have time, join. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we might have to do a fire talk where I invite some grant writers online, and just so I can confuse you guys as much as you and confuse me
I
during
don't
this
know.
conversation.
Bring it.
I don't know. I used to work for a hedge fund. So you might not be able to pull that one over on me. But in any case, yeah. I just throwing an idea out there for you, Clint. I would love to talk about state of the like actual state of the industry with the AMUs. OpenAI recently came out and said that they're trying to develop their own AMUs now because they're having such big problems with the GPUs.
Yeah.
What are AMUs?
So I forget what it stands for. Google, is that all right? You guys have a few more minutes?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. So Google a number
Why
of
not?
years ago started building their own streaming processors. They're called AMUs. They're not general purpose streaming processors like the GPUs, which are more for graphics. And they don't have the same burnout rate as a GPU does. So
we talked about that the last.
like a 70-80% cycle rate, which is what these data centers are using those GPUs at. They're burning the life expectancy is like 2 years, 3 years maximum. So yeah, so they're burning out those chips like almost as fast as they can replace them. So the capacity is not coming online to grow things like the way that the industry had expected them to grow. The AMUs, on the other hand, are not burning out. The only people that have them online at any kind of scale right now is Google. Google Cloud just last quarter, I think, grew 48% in one quarter. Amazon started developing their own AMUs about two and a half years ago, and they just started bringing theirs online. I think earlier this month or maybe late last month. They're not available yet for you to subscribe to, but the Google Cloud AMUs, Anthropic is eating up any spare capacity that Google will give them on it. Literally like booked for the next 3 years, like within milliseconds of them coming online. And ChatGPT just announced not that long ago that they're going to start trying to design their own AMUs. The problem then becomes, where are you producing them? Because TMC is already way overbooked and not able to retool to do anything. I think that Amazon's relying on TMC. Google, on the other hand, has their own production facilities in either Cambodia or Vietnam, I forget. So they're not constrained by TMC per se. They're just constrained by trying to run their own fabs. In any case, that's a whole topic. But that's kind of just the cursory bit of it.
Oh, wow. Yes. Okay. I'll look into that and I'll prepare my mind, and I'll put that as a conversation starter for the next one for sure.